back out here today. Third time this season in this spot. And we're both shooting trad today. We've already got 6 goats from here. Hoping to get at least 2 more today if we're very lucky. I'm shooting my big Jim Buffalo. Zwicky broadheads, Escalites. What do you got, Hiko?
Multi-pica. That's a 52-inch shooting eastern axis with a kudu point.
Looking forward to see how those work today. We just saw some goats under some trees, the ones behind me there, and had a little stalk. Probably got about 50 yards from them, but they knew we were coming. They saw us coming down the hill the whole way. So we're just gonna keep continuing on to the next spot. It's so dry here and so hot. We're walking through one of the same areas that we came in a couple weeks ago, and we actually spotted some goats under the same exact tree that we saw them last time, where Josh put that stalk on with his compound. So we're gonna hopefully use what we learned that day to get on them again and maybe get a little bit closer so one of us can get a shot. Well, we didn't have any luck with those ones. We got into about 18 yards. They were right there, but they were under the tree with no good shot opportunity. And we waited for a while, and they didn't move. They were just hanging out. And then I readjusted my feet and snapped a twig, and they ran away. So, gotta be careful about that. So then we saw another one, stalked that, but it's just too thick, and they saw us coming well before we got close. So just taking a break and gonna move on down the hill next. We bumped into a group of billies a few minutes ago. We were maybe like 25 yards away, but we were not standing in a good position to shoot. We just had to stand still and hope they turned around so we could get into a good position, but they just looked in our direction long enough that they figured out something was going on and they walked away. And so now we're still working our way down the hill. We've got a nice little forested grove ahead of us here. We heard some sounds, so we're hoping maybe something will turn up. There's some goats under this tree. We're gonna sneak in close, see if we can shoot one. Oh, psst. Hiko with the billy goat. First one of the day. Hiko's working on skinning his goat. Got to tie it up in the tree. Keep it up off the ground, keep it a little bit cleaner. We got our game bag over there so that I can stick the meat in it right away. Keep it off the ground. So Hiko's working on cleaning his goat. Just sitting here resting. But we've got some visitors. This is the second group to come up to us already. Taking a break here in the trees. It's a little after 3 o'clock and it is so hot out today. We've been stalking a few different goats along the face of this cliff, but haven't had any luck just yet. I'm gonna have a little break to cool down and then keep at it. To enjoy this beautiful view. Should have stopped one step earlier. Shot a really big billy at like 10 yards and it walked away slowly. It walked quite a ways. We let it get down behind the hill and then followed a little bit, and there's some pretty good blood trails, so I think we'll be able to find them pretty quick. We're just giving them half an hour or so before we push on. And hopefully, by the time we get down there, he'll either be expired or at least slow enough we can go in and finish the job. So the blood trail is pretty consistent. You can just see a drip all along the rocks and the grass. And every so often there's a big one like this, super bright, a few bubbles. Last we saw, he was bedded down under this tree. About 5 minutes after the shot, he bedded under the tree and then got up a few minutes later and kept going. So we're going to follow now that it's been about 40 minutes. Well, we just made it back to the truck. It's pretty late, so we got to get going so we can check out on time. Hiko got his billy. I couldn't find mine, unfortunately. We followed the blood for probably a couple hundred yards, so it was a real steady drip, and then it just totally stopped. And we searched for probably an hour or so in the general area and couldn't find any more signs, so we had to give up. But yeah, still a fruitful day. Happy to be here.